So you learn from your sprint, you get a velocity, and then you extrapolate that and you say, okay, I'm going to finish this release in 6 sprints, and it's going to be spread over 3-4 months. And you can plan at a higher level. Now, if you have 10 different teams and they all integrate together and build a product, how do you apply Scrum? That's a question a lot of people ask. The answer is Scrum of Scrums. There's another framework called SAFe. I think somebody was talking about SAFe. Yeah. So Scaled Agile Framework has an answer to that. SAFe or LESS is another one there. DAD is another one there. There are many of them. But you can scale across program, portfolio, enterprise level, vertically or horizontally. Now, other than Scrum, friends, something in Agile is XP. Something very similar. If you see this, rapid feedback, simplicity, change, incremental change, accepting change, doing a good work, quality work, making small investment, having solid experiments, open communication. Now, Scrum is all about openness, because if everybody is making a mistake and you're not talking, then it's going to go bad. It's going to fail. Honest measurements. People accept responsibility for what they're doing. We are adapting to the local requirements, local needs. We are keeping it light. And then lean, something similar here, talks about reducing waste. Every time you do something, you learn from it. Hey guys, how do we reduce this? We spent so much time on this. Let's reduce it. Let's reduce our cost. So the team gets together, thinks through it, and comes with a solution. We talked about the concept of postponement, fast delivery, empowering teams, seeing the whole picture, the whole versus part. And lastly, the Kanban board, which is to-do list, what is to be done and what is left. It helps you track work. It makes everybody visible. The biggest challenge in companies is that only the VP knows what is to be done. Everybody is told, you go and do the job. But if you have a board and it is visible, everybody understands where we are and what has to be completed. So friends, with that, these are the references I have, and let's clap. I look forward to your questions. Some of you can go, you are already grabbing food. I would say those of you who are hungry, slowly, one by one, you can go and grab. And those of you who have questions, we'll be very happy to answer.
Like a couple of questions. So it looks like there are a couple of contradictions within the Agile framework. On one hand, when you're defining the story, you're saying that the story needs to be independent. Mm-hmm. Then you're having the Scrum of Scrum to discuss interdependencies. Mm-hmm. So those are the two opposite things. Then it's been said again and again that we entertain the change, give instant feedback. At the same time, you're doing release planning. So they're essentially opposite things. Change management, release planning, independent story, Scrum of Scrum. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like contradiction within the Agile.
I would say more than contradiction, it is see, at the sprint level, you're trying to focus, right? But at some point, you want to integrate all this, right? You want to put all this together. So that's where you talk about, what was the first term you used? At the team level and at the enterprise level. You said something.
I was talking about Scrum of Scrum and having an independent story as a model story.
Yeah.
So if your story is independent, then you don't need Scrum of Scrum, because Scrum of Scrum is going to deal with interdependencies.
Correct.
So those are like two different things.
So the answer is that, hey, at the Scrum level, you're working on independent stories. But after having worked on these independent stories, you have an iPhone you're trying to build, right? So you are working on stories for the battery, for the software, for the CD in each sprint. But after doing all these sprints, you're trying to put everything together. So that's where you're integrating the whole effort. Additive. Remember that word? So they're not contradicting. They're saying, hey, if you have to get this done, you have to focus. But after some time, when you're done with this, this actually integrates with the bigger picture. That's what we're saying.
And one other question. So talking practically, is there a difference
before the question? what I meant to say. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, in practical terms, is there a difference between Scrum Master and Project Manager? Because for Scrum Master, we use
Very good question, friends. Excellent question. What is the difference between Scrum Master and Project Manager? So the thing is, Project Manager, the Scrum world feels that the Project Manager is the guy who's the command and control guy, right? He has too much powers, and he does everything. So they've distributed this role into a product owner and a Scrum Master. So in the Scrum world, there is no Project Manager. In the Scrum world.
I think the product owners play more role than the project managers in the past.
Yeah, the product owner plays more role from the business side for the project manager. That's why Scrum doesn't use the word project manager.
So if there's a failure, who do you point your finger to? Scrum Master, or you just say it's a team thing? Team players as
Product owner.
Depends on who is actually pointing the finger. If the business is pointing the finger, they'll be pointing at the product owner.
But remember, we said in the beginning, the overall accountability for the development is with the product owner. So the product owner is responsible. The Scrum Master is the process guy. Hey, is the meeting happening? Is everybody there? Are they motivated? Are they contributing? What is stopping them? What is blocking them? That is me, Scrum Master. Anybody wants to understand Scrum, I'll tell you what is Scrum. But the product failed because we didn't build the right thing. That's the product owner. So that's why who's pointing finger to whom and for what is more important.